I always remember this thing that I heard from one of my biggest inspirations in hip hop. His name is George Watsky. I asked him, I'm an aspiring rapper. How do I find the right scene for me? And what he told me will always remain in my head. Make your own scene.
Ladies and gentlemen, and not performance, please direct your attention to my performance. And train your line of vision on me like the eye of Horus, and you shall find a metaphorical dongs enormous, of course.
My name is Alex Sun Liu. I go by Lex the Lexicon Artist on stage, and I make weird, fun, poppy, and nerdy rap music. I always want to change people's minds on what people expect from Asian women. I get a lot of this feedback when I get off of stage. People will come up to me saying something like, I wasn't expecting that from you. They just really haven't seen someone who looks like me but performed it that way. I've long been a part of the musical scene known as nerdcore hip hop. Basically, it's people who feel like misfits, but want to express emotions coming out of that misfitdom through the great oratorial medium of hip hop. I don't even think that nerdcore would exist without the internet. They've always had communities. They used to have online forums. All of our collaborations are over the internet. I've been a nerd all my life. There's no denying that I'm incredibly nerdy. I've been told by a lot of more pure hip hop artists that I was too nerdy to be part of hip hop. And some people in the nerdcore community don't think that I'm nerdy enough. I don't want to try and be something that I'm not.
When I say peep, everybody say game. Peep, box. Thank you.
Even though I'm weird, an anomaly, I still feel like people have connected with it.
All right, I'm Alex. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, I appreciate your enthusiasm on stage.
Thank you. I want to put in energy and make sure people have fun. God, it was a good time.
I was always born to be a performer. It was just the type of performer that I didn't know what I was going to be. I was born in a suburb of Chicago. When I was 2 years old, my entire family moved from the US back to Taipei, Taiwan. And that's where I spent most of my formative years. My parents, they have their ideas of what is a proper and successful life, and then I acknowledge those ideas, but I also have an idea of what brings me joy, what makes me happy.
Oh, this was me. As you can see, I'm drawing something here. My parents gave me lots of lessons. They just wanted me to pick up an art and develop a hobby, basically. They just didn't expect that I would take that hobby and make it a career, which is not their intended goal.
Some people ask me what I do. Some people ask me where I work. They ask me where I went to school. Sometimes they ask me with a smirk. And when I tell them that I went to UC Berkeley and I majored in psychology, they turn into jerks, cause they don't think that I can tell.
When I was a teenager, I became involved in some online beatboxing forums. Yeah, so what kind of beat do you want? I can do something really fast. I got involved in this big sprawling online community. I lived in Taiwan, but I was talking to people from the UK and Germany and all sharing these tips about how to be a better beatboxer. And I started getting involved in beatbox battles locally in Taipei. I thought that I would end up being a professional beatboxer. Soon I realized that it would be a little too limiting for what I want to do, because I had ideas that I wanted to share. Something that really spoke to me about rap music was how clearly and how directly they were expressing these raw and maybe socially unacceptable emotions. I always felt like a little bit of an outcast, and I felt like rap music sharply contrasted with what I was expected to do with my violin recitals. Perfection was expected, but rap is something where you don't necessarily need that. All you need is to speak your truth. I started writing my own lyrics, creating some rudimentary beats and bringing them to open mics. And it got a really good response. In 2018, I finally had enough material to like put out an album.
Aw, yeah, I am an artist. I am free. I am an artist. It's all about me. I write my own songs and I'm doing it well. I am an artist and I hate myself.
When I was getting my start in the Bay Area, I tried to be a part of some hip-hop groups. I didn't feel like they were like especially welcoming to someone who looked like me and sounded like me. I became part of this group called Nerdcore Hip Hop. I introduced myself, I started posting some stuff, and it started getting like a modest amount of attention. They started accepting me as one of their own, so I was like, okay, like I can identify myself as nerdcore. I was able to meet some people who were putting together events at South by Southwest. So I go to Austin, I do the shows. That got me the attention of MC Chris, who was looking for a touring opener. I was able to tour all across the US, and that was like my first opportunity to really develop like a fan base. I want to add that at the same South by in 2018, I met my current tour mate, Schaefer the Dark Lord, who was also very instrumental in putting my music in front of his fans.
Give it up for Lex the Lexicon Artist.
I'm so grateful for all the connections that I was able to make through the internet and in turn, in person. I did 2 more tours in 2019 and expected that that would be how my life was gonna be. Obviously 2020 came along and everything was shut down, no more touring. I was thinking, okay, what do I do now? Lost a lot of self-esteem because I couldn't get that self-esteem from performing. And I also started questioning like whether what I was doing was really important. Now that I'm like back on tour, I feel like I'm an artist again, essentially. I feel like I'm a performer again. It's a certain type of awe that you feel when you're standing on stage in front of like so many people and they're singing your lyrics back to you. I can honestly solidly say that I would not be where I am today or have the career that I have today without these online communities that I became a part of and ended up meeting these people in person. Because the internet facilitated these connections, I was able to find a place in this weird little scene and create a name for myself.